Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you. Things can't shape our decisions by themselves. The principle is simple but devastating. The injury happened once. Every replay, every rehearsal of the offense, every imagined confrontation, that is not the wound. That is you re-injuring yourself with a memory. Consider the coworker who took credit for your project 2 years ago. The act lasted a moment. Your suffering has lasted 700 days. 699 of those days were not done to you. They were done by you, to you. Epictetus, born a slave, said, "Men are disturbed not by the things which happen, but by the opinions about the things." 2 people can suffer the same betrayal. One walks away within a week. The other carries it for decades. The event was identical. The opinions about the event were not. The Stoic asks a brutal question. If the offense itself only takes a minute, who is in charge of the next 10 years? The answer cannot be the offender. They left long ago. The only person still in the room with that pain is you. This is not blame. This is liberation. Because if you are the one keeping the wound open, you are also the one who can close it. The grudge feels like a verdict against them. It is actually a sentence you serve. And you hold the key. Marcus Aurelius opened each day with a meditation almost unbearable in its honesty. Begin the morning by saying to thyself, "I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial." He continued, "All these things happen to them by reason of their ignorance of what is good and evil." This is the second Stoic truth, and it is harder than the first. The person who wronged you is not a calculating villain plotting your destruction. They were operating from the limits of their own understanding, their own wounds, their own fear. Hurt people hurt people. Confused people confuse others. Small souls cannot offer what they do not possess. This is not an excuse. It is a diagnosis. Think of the parent who criticized you. They were not raised in love themselves. The friend who abandoned you in your darkest hour. They had never been taught how to stay. The partner who lied. They were terrified of a truth they could not face. Marcus continues, "I can neither be injured by any of them, for no one can fix on me what is ugly, nor can I be angry with my kinsman, nor hate him." When you understand that the offense came from their poverty, not your worth, the grudge loses its fuel. You are not forgiving them because they deserve it. You are releasing them because anger requires a worthy target, and confusion is not a worthy target. You do not stay furious at a child who breaks a vase. You see the smallness of the act. This does not mean trust them again. It does not mean reconcile. The Stoic separates 2 questions. Did this person harm me? Yes. Are they worth the prison I have built around my own life to punish them? No one is. Seneca wrote to Lucilius, "As is a tale, so is life, not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Marcus reminded himself constantly, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Now picture the grudge in this light. You have, perhaps, 20,000 days remaining. Maybe fewer. You do not know. And many of them will be spent rehearsing an offense the offender has already forgotten. They are not thinking about you. They are eating breakfast. They are watching television. They are sleeping soundly while you lie awake. This is the freedom the Stoics offer, the realization that life is too brief to lend to your enemies. Every hour you spend resenting them is an hour you donate from your own diminishing supply. The exercise is simple. Tonight, name the grudge. Speak it clearly. Then ask Marcus's question, if this is the last day of my life, is this how I want to spend my final hours, with this person living rent-free in my mind? The answer arrives without struggle. No. Letting go is not weakness. It is not pretending it did not happen. It is recognizing that you have a finite amount of life, and you refuse to spend any more of it as a prisoner of someone else's worst moment. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The grudge is the final test. To release it is not to forgive the past. It is to reclaim the future. The person who wounded you took an hour. Refuse to give them a decade. CTA, 30 seconds. If this resonated, subscribe. Every day, another lesson from Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, practical wisdom from 2,000 years ago, built for the storms you are walking through right now. Hit the bell. The next lesson could be the one that changes everything. OUTRO, 30 to 45 seconds. Here is your Stoic challenge for today. Choose one grudge. Just one. And for the next 24 hours, every time the memory rises, ask yourself Marcus's question, who is still being punished? Do not force forgiveness. Do not pretend. Just observe how much of your life you are still donating to a person who left long ago. The examined life starts the moment you notice the chain you have been holding. Drop it. The freedom was always yours. Why do you still carry the wound when the person who caused it has moved on? In this video, 3 Stoic truths from Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca dismantle the grudges quietly stealing your peace. Learn why the offense lasts a moment but the suffering lasts decades, why the people who hurt you acted from their own darkness rather than your worth, and how recognizing the brevity of life finally sets you free. This is not soft forgiveness, this is ancient Stoic philosophy applied to the resentments, betrayals, and silent angers running underneath your daily life. If you are tired of someone living rent-free in your mind, this lesson will change how you see every grievance you have ever held. Subscribe for daily Stoic wisdom, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and the practical philosophy of inner freedom. The examined life begins the moment you notice the chain.